Durin is a trap. I mean, after decent amount of nerfs, it seems like it. And don't worry, I'll tell you why. So, on paper, he looks amazing. Flashy, dual form mechanics, and incredible lore. The hype was through the roof, right? But once the testing started and the community really dug into his kit, the excitement turned into a lot of hesitation. Today, we're breaking down exactly why so many players are choosing to skip this character. Let's dive right into the details. But before we begin, go smash that subscribe button because I know you don't want to miss any update. Now, let's begin with slow pyro application claims. So this is arguably the most fundamental problem, and it's a huge deal in Genshin. DURIN'S ability to apply pyro, which is essential for triggering high-damage reactions like vaporize and melt, is surprisingly slow. While good off-field units apply pyro every 1.25 seconds, testing suggests Durin is clocking in at around 2.5 seconds between applications. I mean, the nerfs really hit him hard. Well, for many of us, think about this. Like, if you're only applying the element half as often, you are missing out on half of your potential reaction damage. Even though his raw multiplier numbers look impressive on the stat screen, in actual combat, that inconsistent reaction uptime means his total damage output often falls short. It's a massive drag on his potential. That's kind of sad. Next is debatable topic, because Durin is not a simple press one button and win unit. He is incredibly complex as of now, from his kit to playstyle. It's not easy to play him properly. So in simple words, you have to actively switch between his light and dark forms, and you need to tightly manage his stacks tied to a mechanic called the Cycle of Enlightenment. Furthermore, his burst effects change depending on which form you're currently in. For veterans who love optimizing frame data, this might be fun, but for the average player, it's a high execution barrier. You can't just swap him in like you do with a Xiangling or a Bennett. Durin demands precise timing, situational awareness, and deep familiarity with his kit to get any decent performance out of him. If you mess up, the damage penalty feels punishing.
You can actually save up to 25% on latest banners through Loot Bar. Personally, I lost my 50/50 and I just bought the 6,480 Genesis Crystals pack for $76 instead of $100. That's an instant $24 saved. Not only the discount, but the top-up process couldn't be easier. I entered my UID, selected my server, and within 2 minutes, the crystals arrived in my account. Plus, the double bonus for first-time purchases has been refreshed with the anniversary, so you can take advantage of that too. Loot Bar is partnered with Hoyoverse's official routing partner, which means it's completely safe and functions just like in-game top-ups. With over 100,000 satisfied users with 5-star rating, it's really my go-to choice for both personal top-ups. And here's a bonus. New users get an extra 10% discount, while returning users can save up to 5%. You can find the link in the description below or in pinned comments, so don't miss out.
Next up is the usual strict team restrictions. So Durin isn't flexible. He dictates exactly who you need to run. His best buffs and debuffs are tied to very specific reactions, meaning he practically forces you to run Pyro, Electro, and Dendro teammates. If you don't have strong Dendro supports or consistent reaction enablers, Durin loses a significant chunk of his potential. Remember his passive that lowers elemental resistance? It only triggers when he hits burning enemies. If your team can't maintain that burning status reliably, you lose that full value. He has high raw stats, but his kit funnels him into specific conditional team setups. Now, the elephant in the room, does Durin replace Xiangling? The community consensus is a firm not really. Xiangling is a free 4-star unit. She's incredibly accessible. Her burst is quick and she fits into a ton of different team compositions without much thought. Durin, on the other hand, only has a higher theoretical ceiling if everything goes perfectly. If you already have a well-built Xiangling and are comfortable with her playstyle, Durin simply feels like an expensive, high-maintenance alternative that doesn't significantly outperform what you already have. Finally, Durin demands resources. A lot of them. He scales primarily with attack, but you also need high energy recharge to keep his burst rotation smooth. Plus, top-tier crit rate and crit damage ratios. He is definitely not a low-investment, free-to-play character. And here's the kicker. His biggest, most impactful power spikes are locked behind constellations. The truly strong effects, like the 40% elemental burst damage increase, don't show up until Constellation 4, C4. At C0, he's just decent and conditional. This means whales will make him look incredible, but for most players, that level of investment is just not worth the risk, especially with anticipation for big reruns and anniversary banners coming down the line. So, to summarize, Durin isn't being skipped because he's a bad character. He's being skipped because he's conditional, complex, and high cost. When players are planning their pulls, that's just too many hoops to jump through when other reliable, simple options already exist. What do you guys think? Are you still pulling for Durin, or are you holding your Primo Gems this patch? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, hype, share, and subscribe for more deep dive analysis videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.